So, you want to find information about the historical context of the film you've chosen. Where do you begin? Well, a great place to start any research is with reference sources, like encyclopedias and chronologies. They're great because they have short, easy-to-understand articles that give the context of a particular subject. Let's begin with our print reference sources in the library. All of our material is organized according to a system called the Library of Congress classification system, so that books of a certain subject are going to be next to each other on the shelf. And by looking at this poster, we will find that United States history is in the E section, which happens to be in this row. So the E section begins here with this book called American Voices. There are a lot of other titles that you can look at. A couple that I would like to point out are An American Chronology, American Cultural and Intellectual History, and up here, the Timetables of American History. You'll find a lot of other interesting and useful information in the other books. I'm just going to point those out because they provide a certain time period as a starting point for your research. So here are some books you might want to start with. American Voices has articles arranged by time period, so if you know what year your film was made, you can find out what was going on during that time. An American Chronology is a listing by subject, for example, the armed forces, wars and military interventions, politics and presidents, with a listing of all of the important things that were going on at the time. So if you go to the year, for example, the year that your film was made, you'll find out what was going on in things like military interventions. American Cultural and Intellectual History, also arranged by time period. For example, Volume 1 has World War I, the 1920s, and the Great Depression, starting on page 609. And you'll see that that section has an overview. Gives you a nice starting point to reference events that are happening during that time period. And finally, Timetables of American History, also a chronological look at the United States. In this case, you would just find the year, for example, the year in which your film was made, and you could find out what was going on in the United States in that year in different categories, such as history and politics, the arts, science and technology, and miscellaneous.